welcome to Prep Rally, brought to you by West Termite Pest and Lawn. And I am here in sunny Cozumel, bringing you this show. We're worldwide. We're taking it all over. We're bringing you the best we can. So we're down to the final 2 weeks of the regular season in high school football, and teams are battling and jockeying for conference championships and conference seedings. Multiple teams with opportunities to get high seedings in these final 2 weeks. So as we play these final 2 weeks of the regular season, there's a lot at stake here, a lot to be played for. Now, last week, our West Termite Pest and Lawn game of the week was down in Central Arkansas as Greenwood traveled to Benton, and what a game it was. The Panthers rallied from 2 scores down to beat Greenwood 41-40. Bentonville's defense came up with a couple of big stops late in that game to preserve the win, and a huge win for Benton. That sets up the big Benton versus Lake Hamilton for the 6A West Championship. Every team in this conference is going to be very good. Wouldn't be a surprise to see every team in this conference win 1 or 2 playoff games. I mean, that's how good the 6A West is. But in this one, Benton claims a 41-40 win. Greenwood quarterback Hunter Houston, he passed for 287 yards and 4 touchdowns in this game, but he was also sacked 5 times. Now, that takes us down to the game of the night, which was over in Benton County as Bentonville and Rogers. They hooked up for another great match. So these two teams have had a long and storied Benton County rivalry, and this game was pretty indicative of a lot of those games that have been played. Now, Bentonville's dominated this series. I wouldn't call it a rivalry because it's been no rivalry because Bentonville's dominated, but that was not the case on Friday night. Bentonville had to rally late. Then they had to hold on at the very end to claim a 56-49 win. The Tigers drove 80 yards in the final 2 minutes of the game to take the lead. Josh Fickman scored on a 52-yard touchdown run with 1:13 left, but that left a lot of time on the clock for Rogers. The Mounties drove deep. They had what they thought was going to be a touchdown pass as the horn sounded from Noah Goodshield, their quarterback, but the receiver was ruled to be out of bounds, and Bentonville was able to hang on for a 56-49 win in a crazy, wild game. Bentonville coach Jody Grant, he said the Tigers almost left too much time on the clock.
Both of them. I thought they did some good things. We still got some stuff we got to clean up, but offensively, we all played pretty good at times.
Yeah. Talk about the last drive and what you told your team, knowing you're down by 1, but there was still plenty of time on the clock.
Well, we had all 3 timeouts with, over 2 minutes. We felt like we could, go down there and do something, and, we broke one and gave us a chance, and truthfully left them too much time.
Yeah, and then you almost left them with too much time.
No doubt, yeah, that's too good of an offense to leave with that much time, and shoot, it came down to the last second. So, listen, more than anything, kudos to that group over there. They're playing really good football.
Okay.
A Shiloh Christian and Elkins met in a big 4A1 battle at Champion Stadium at Shiloh Christian. Now, both teams came into the game unbeaten in the 4A1. Well, this was no contest as Shiloh Christian rolled to a 50-0 win. Cooper Hutchison, he caught 2 touchdown passes and also intercepted a pass in the win for Shiloh. The senior receiver said his team had practiced all week to prepare for Elkins.
All week we kind of said this is the week we need to throw the ball really well, and we practiced on that. We had a really good week of practice, and just like Coach Conway said, it's no coincidence that when we practice well, we come out and execute well, and I think that's what happened.
Take me back that juggling catch you made on the long pass where you, I think, maybe went over a defender or whatever. Kind of what's that like going over a defender like that and coming down with it? How do you keep your concentration?
On that one, it helped that Eli put it right where it needed to be. That helped. But then also, I think just the mentality, I'm going to go compete for the ball. I'm going to come down with this. And when it's kind of a 50-50 ball like that, it gives you better odds of coming down with it.
Shiloh Christian coach Jeff Conaway said his team wanted to establish the passing game early, and they did just that as quarterback Eli Wisdom fired 4 touchdown passes in the first half.
We felt like our receivers have the ability to create some separation. Our goal was to protect well and throw the ball accurately, and I really believe our offensive line did that. I think our play action was really good. Our receivers separated, and Eli put the ball in the money, and we were able to get some big over-the-top plays early.
Also on Friday night, Bentonville West got 2 touchdowns, 2 special teams touchdowns, in fact, from Nick Bell They blocked the punt. He scooped up, returned it for a touchdown. He had an 87-yard kickoff return for a touchdown, and he caught a 44-yard touchdown pass as Bentonville West routed Rogers 55-7. Also on Friday night, Fort Smith Northside, they came up a little bit short against North Little Rock, 28-21. Fayetteville moved to 5-0 in the 7A West with a 49-21 win at Springdale, and Charleston moved to 8-0 on the season as they rolled to a 51-14 win against Lincoln. That moves us to this week's games, and there are several big games on tap as we move into week 9 of the regular season. The biggest is in the 3A4 conference, where unbeaten Paris, they will go to Boonville to take on the unbeaten in-conference play Bearcats. That should be a great game, and that will decide the 3A4 conference championship. So that will be a great game down in Boonville on Friday night. Also Friday night, Rogers and Springdale Harbor will play at Harbor. This game's going to be big as far as seedings, like we talked about earlier in the show, as seedings for this 1, 2, 3, and 4 seeds in the 7A West are going to be huge. Rogers will go to Springdale Harbor. That should be a great game. Harbor's no stranger to wild games. They've won and lost some crazy wild games this season, so that should be a great one over at Wildcat Stadium. And also on Friday night, again, talking about seedings, Gentry will be at Elkins. Gentry coming off of a loss to Prairie Grove. Elkins coming off of a loss to Shiloh Christian. Should be a great game as far as seedings for that number 3 seed in the 4A1. That's it for this week's edition of Prep Rally. We will catch you next time. Thanks for watching.